Hello, it's Julie from Camellia Crafts Designs. Welcome back. Welcome if you're a new subscriber. I'm back again with my Edith Holden journal. And today I'm going to be making some decoupaged journal cards. Before I get onto those, I'll just show you this that I've been doing. I've decided to do a writing board because if you remember from last time, I had some leftover cards from another project, but they're too large to fit in the journal anywhere, but they'll be a perfect size for a writing board to go behind the pages. Yeah, not too big, not too small. So yeah, and I've chosen this foxglove image for the front. Is the iconic Edith Holden image, that, isn't it? And on the back I'm going to be putting, a piece of paper that I've lost. Is it gone? It's there, look. Could it be any closer? Ouch, it was so close it burnt me. Yeah, a piece of text paper on back. And then I'm going to mat it with a piece of printed, well, it's printed faux coffee dyed paper. Yeah, so that you can write on it. I'm not going to go sealing this because it is made with a book page. And I don't want it to start looking shiny. You could use it as just a giant journal card that you clip in a page if you don't want to use it as a writing board. The choice is yours. I'm going to keep that clip on it so that you can clip it to the page you're using. I just think it adds to the look, doesn't it? I like it. So that's that out of the way. And back to what we are actually going to be using. There's a few spaces in this journal as I've looked through it that need some larger journal cards or tags, or just larger pieces. Yeah, we've got a big pocket here. That's a big pocket. Got a few more further back. Yeah, that one. We've got a big pocket there. So we're going to need 4, 5 or maybe 6 larger tags. Now the one I'm going to use, I've measured it, it will fit in 2 or 3 different places. And I've used my I've used my tonic dies. I'll just show you quickly one of those dies because one of my subscribers was asking. This is the set. I'm sorry about the glare. That's better. It's the memory book dies from Tonic. They are lovely and big, as you can see. I think they measure 8 by 6. Yeah, that's the spine. And you can use any. You can make a book in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes. Absolutely gorgeous. And they're quite a bit cheaper now than they were when I bought them when they first came out. In fact, I think they're about half the price they were when I got them. I had to have them when they were launched because they were amazing, and I've not made a book yet. So there you go. Right, back to decoupage. Right, I've got a couple of napkins that I'm going to use today. This one is not an Edith Holden napkin, but it just reminds me of one at Pages in book. So I've brought a copy at book just to show you. If you know Edith Holden well, you're going to know the page, and it's this one. It could not be more perfect. It's not exactly the same, but it's near enough. I don't know the names. Oh, I do know names of flowers. It tells you here. We've got the common red poppy, of course. I was going to say that before I read it. We've got harebell and mayweed. Now, I couldn't tell you which were harebell and mayweed, but I'm going to guess that that's harebell because they are bell-shaped, yeah. But yeah, we've got exactly the same 3 flowers with the addition of a few little butterflies. I just think it's gorgeous. So we're going to decoupage some of this onto that journal card. I love that image. I like to put it at the centre of larger hardback journals. Yeah, put it away for now. Gorgeous. Right, I'm going to have a sip of tea. Frog's back already. Oh, that's lovely. So, right, this is what I'm going to use. I've cut a smaller one of the cards out from that die set, and then I've cut a matting layer of text page from the book. I'm going to decoupage onto that text because although I do love this napkin, it's white, and Edith's not white, is she? She's aged. Yeah, she's aged. So if I have not done this before, might go horribly wrong. If I decoupage onto there, we'll get rid of all that white, won't we? Because we'll have the creamy page and the writing behind. I've just got to decide which part to decoupage now. Which butterfly do I want to get in? Do I want that one in? Let's bring it on camera, you might be able to see it, yeah? Do I want that one in or that one? Because I don't think I'm going to get them both. So let's have a look. Let's take... Do you know, I tell you what, I'm going to just cut. I think we'll get away with, yeah. I need to decide before I cut into this napkin, don't I? I think I want that. So underneath there we get those three poppies. We want all three, don't we? But that's going to chop 2 butterflies in half. I just can't bring myself to do it. So what about if I have that poppy? I don't know. It's a really big decision, this. It's really big. If I move it over a bit. Yeah, if I move it over a bit, I'll get those 2 poppies in the centre. I'll get those 2 butterflies on and a bit of the red poppy. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start by cutting 1/4 of this napkin off. I find it much easier to work with them if I start cutting them up before taking backing off. Because I get in a right tangle with them. I end up not using the rest of the napkin because when it's only 1 layer thick, it just ends up getting damaged. I've still got sticky on my scissors. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop production to clean them, but I must clean them before I start cutting napkins again. There we go, we've got 1/4. So we'll fold that one up. Both sides of this different. Oh, and I'll never kill myself making a decision. No, they're not. They're not different, they're just positioned differently, aren't they? Is one actually a mirror image? Oh wow, yeah, one's a mirror image of the other side, but not completely. I can't even get my head around what they've done there. So just put that away and stop taxing your brain. You'll never work that one out. So yeah, decoupaging onto that away. Oh dear me. I can see now I failed up to like, yes. Oh. Yes, we're going to have that on. Yeah. So we've got both the butterflies, the 2 orangier poppies, and then we've got a red going off either side. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut some of that napkin off now again. And we've not got too much to be working with, have we? I'm going to completely stick it down and then I'm going to have to trim around it. So before I do that, I'm just going to come in and ink around this because it's much easier to ink underneath than it is to ink on top of the matte gel medium. You can, but you can't use, well, you can use this. If you put this on, it will dry eventually, but eventually is not quick enough for me. I like everything done a bit quicker than eventually. If you used the stays on ink, you'd have no problem, but I don't like the colour that comes out. I love the colour you get from this, and I am inking it more heavily than I would normally do because we're going to have a layer of napkin and matte gel medium on top. Again, I've not decided if I'm going to use matte gel medium or the Tim Holtz Collage Distress medium. Do you know, I might give the Tim Holtz a whirl. I do love it, but it leaves it a little bit more shiny. It's the matte one, but it's still a bit more shiny than the Pebeo one I like to use. And I don't like to use Pebeo one because I'm a brand queen. I like to use it because it's pretty cheap and it does job well. Right. I'm just going to grab another mat. Get your mat out. My lovely mat that I now love. I've only had it a few weeks, but I'm loving it. If you want to get a posh name, it's a media mat. To me, it's just a rubber mat. call a spade, I do. That's a bit of a, yeah, Yorkshire expression again. So yeah, that's going to go over there. So first I need to peel off just the layer I want, and it's already started for me. I'm having some real good luck with this decoupaging and peeling my layers off. Oh, that's going to be so amazing, isn't it? Oh, it's going to be lovely if I don't muck it up. It's going to be lovely if I don't muck it up. So I've got my, and I apologise, Tanya, we had a conversation the other day, and I don't always take in what people are saying, and Tanya at Tatty Treasure has bought herself one of the Tim Holtz brushes, and she's bought this little one. She says, oh, I didn't know they sold them separately. I'm like, yeah, of course they do, because I think she thought I'd got them separately. I didn't, Tanya. I bought the set of 3. This is the medium one, and it's just as good as the little one. So sorry, you'll have to go back and buy that one now if you want it. Oh, I'm going to get told off. So yes, I'm going to use my Tim Holtz medium distress brush. They're just amazing. Yeah, I love them. I don't know why they work better than other brushes, they just do. There's some Timothy magic in there, isn't there? And I've already gone ahead and wet it because, yes, my little discovery that I accidentally discovered through not cleaning my brushes properly and having to wash them before using them is that it decoupages better when your brush is wet. Now, we're going to find out today if that were a fluke. I'm hoping it weren't. So do you know what? I'm not going to use the Tim Holtz. I'm going to use the same one I used last time. I'm just going to bring a new tube in because that were a bit empty. Right. Here we go. Excuse me. So, let's put some on your mat, missus. Put some on your mat. There you go. That's what it's for, isn't it? So I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to make sure it's covered and it's straightish. We're using Fiona's method, no glue underneath. We're just going to make sure our brush stays well covered with medium and water and work from the middle out. I can never resist keep going over the same area, me. There's no wonder I tear it sometimes. I'm holding my breath. I'm not breathing properly while I do this. I'm just waiting for it to go wrong. It seems to be going alright so far, she says. Oh, it's starting to look good. I'm liking it. We've got the butterfly we wanted. I think I might have got it a little bit too far over to the right, so we might cut the yellow butterfly's bottom off. If butterflies have bottoms, I really don't know. It probably has some technical scientific. Now I'm trying to do this and not cover it up because I'm conscious that last time I decoupaged on video you just saw me wrist moving. Don't even go there. So here we go, from the middle out. Oh, it's working. I'm quite shocked. Yeah, it's that damp brush making all the difference. Now I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally do because I'm not going to be able to do it without getting my hand in way. I'm going to turn it upside down to do this side. I hope I haven't mucked it up doing that. Yeah, it's still working good. Phew. I'm loving it. I know my paper's gone a bit wrinkly, but we'll sort that out. It's not end of the world, is it? And yeah, I think, Fiona, if you're watching, Miss Paint-A-Lot, I'm not even going to need cling film again because this brush will wet. Now, this must be an easy method because you're not going to believe me, but until I tried Fiona's method and not putting glue underneath and using this wet brush accidentally, I were absolutely rubbish at decoupage. It were a fluke when it went well. But that, she says, holding her breath, has turned out pretty good. Now, I'm not even going to go there picking this up to turn it round. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick my mat up. I should have done that first time, really, shouldn't I? I didn't think of it. As my mum used to say, up there for thinking, down there for dancing, and some days I'm a really good dancer. So, I'm just going to put my brush in my damp cloth now so it doesn't dry out with that matte medium on it. And that looks good to me. I know I keep saying it. I'm going to bring my heat tool in. Yes, I mentioned in another video it wasn't working. Haha, a blunt fuse. I don't know how I did that. Well, I do. I plug about 20 things into the same socket. Well, it's not a socket, it's one of those extensions that you're allowed to plug things into, but there is a maximum wattage that you're supposed to have plugged in at one time, isn't there? And yeah, I've got my glue gun on. Yeah, iron plugged in, heat gun going. Yeah, my fuse went. I'm just having a bit of tea while I dry this. Oh, I love it. Very Edith. It's done exactly what I wanted it to. We've got rid of all the white. Just gonna dare to touch it. Oh yeah, it's drying nicely too. I think by having this other hanging off the edge and drying and sticking to the mat, it helps to keep it flat. That's not like something I know. I'm not like a decoupage expert. It's something I've just observed now as I'm drying this. I've no idea if I'm going to have trouble getting it unstuck from mat, but we'll see, won't we? Right. Yeah, I didn't need that cling film, Fiona. I'm amazed. Now, I think that should then be dry enough for me to trim these edges. So let's see if we can peel it off matte without any drama. Oh yes, so far so good. I think it's because this, oh yeah, this mat is so good. I can feel that it's damp underneath though. I think because the mat's rubber and it was all stuck down at the edges, yeah, you can see it's wet. Oh yeah. So I'm going to just put this over this side at matte and give it another dry from this side. But I'm pretty happy with that. So I've found my new favourite way to decoupage. I can see me doing a lot more decoupaging now. I won't need to go on a spending spree buying napkins because I've got loads. I've been picking them up for years. Charity shops, supermarkets, eBay. That now seems completely and utterly dry. Ready for me to attack it with scissors. Right. Do you know, matte doesn't even seem sticky where I've had glue. That's brilliant. It's like dried and it's not sticky, so I can keep working. Hey. Right, where's my big scissors? I'm going to start off with my big scissors. Yeah, look at that. I like it. You know, I'm going to do it from the back. I can see better. And I'm just going to trim down the edge of the paper. The curvy bits are going to be tricky bits, aren't they? You can even still see my inking through. I'm concentrating so much I'm not talking. That's something that never happens on my videos, is it? Careful. Because it's not like I can trim this down a bit smaller if I make a mistake. Because it's a shaped die cut, isn't it? Ooh, yeah. I think I may have just slightly cut into paper there, but you'll never see it. You'll never see it. You just won't know. If I don't tell you, you won't know. So shh. Don't tell anyone else. I'm going to say it again. It's junk journaling. It's not meant to be perfect. Oh yes, I like. So now if I get my teeny tiny scissors, I think I'm going to need to trim these corners round. I'm just wondering if I could. No, I'm not even going to risk filing them off because I'm filing off on paper. I've seen people when they're decoupaging on solid surfaces file the edges off. But I don't know whether that's going to work with paper. I don't want to file my paper away as well as my napkin, do I? Oh, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be, this. I'm quite impressed with how easy it was. She says, I've got one left yet, it could still go wrong. Oh, I love that. Just a little bit more to trim there. Yeah, that could not have gone better. I can't get these. This rubber mat is brilliant for when you don't want things to move, but trying to get things off it. I shouldn't cut up over it, should I? Right, put those in the bin. And I'm just going to curl this a little bit to flatten it. Oh, we're getting flatter now. It's easy to do with some. I need a rolling pin. I need to get a rolling pin just for craft room. In fact, do you know something? I've got one somewhere. I had a little craze on making things with the paper clay, and I did have an acrylic rolling pin for that. So yeah, I'll dig that out to help straighten things. But yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. So let's pop it on its card. Yeah, that's going to look beautiful in that journal, isn't it? I'm really pleased with that. You can still read the text because it's quite bold. So yes, I like it. Right, to glue it on, I think I'm going to use something that's going to stick it really well. You know, with it having been decoupaged and gone a little bit wibble wobble. And I'm going to use something that I used to use a lot in my mini albums. I'm going to use some of the red line tape. You don't have to, I'm just going to use it because it's going to make my life easy. This is quite a thin one. Yeah, I used to buy really big rolls of it. Yes, Tanya, if you're watching, I do. I even buy my tape in bulk. I've got a bulk buy mentality. That's because, one, I used to sell on markets. Two, I used to sell supplies in a big way on eBay before I had my kids. And it just stays with you. Why buy one when you buy 21? That's a concept Tanya don't get. We are. In some ways we're so alike, then in others we could not be more different. She's an amazing lady. So yeah, I'm just putting the red line tape around the edge because I want the edges to really stick down well, and then I'll just fill the centering with another glue. Yeah, when you make mini albums, I've no idea why. Do you know, I need to watch some mini album videos to see whether it still happens. Everyone uses tape. I mean, they use, well, yeah, I know I've got a lot of American ladies. Hello, American ladies. The score tape. Now, to buy the branded score tape in this country is very expensive to use in quantities you use on your mini albums. So I used to buy this. I used to buy like, yeah, I used to buy like a few dozen 50-metre rolls at a time. You get through a lot, don't you, on them mini albums? Right. And I always keep them in the bag because this is so sticky. If you put it down in your desk, you get all sorts stuck to it. So I'm then going to come in with my, do you know, I'm going to get rid of this rubber mat now. We don't need it. Ooh. I'm going to burnish this tape. It is acid free, this tape, as well. It's amazing. If you want to buy 50 rolls, I'll let you know where I get it from. They'll be quite happy to sell you 50 rolls. Right, I'm now going to grab my blunt craft knife, if I can find it, because I've not used it for a while, my blunt craft knife. You can use a sharp one if you're not as accident prone as me. Ooh, I've got 2 blunt craft knives, look. I like this one best. And before I stick it down to there, I'm just going to peel up the edges of this tape. Then I'm going to let it drop back down. Only so that it will be easier for me to peel the edges up when I want to stick it to the card. Now again, this is another one of them teaching your grandma to suck eggs, people who know these little tricks. But I know I have got some followers who are quite new to crafting in general. Never mind just junk journaling. There don't seem to be a lot of people use tape in junk journaling. Right, I'm then going to come in with my collal, wherever it is, there it is. And I'm going to put collal around the centre. I don't need to cover it completely. Just a swiggle all over. There we go. Put my pin back in. I'm being really good with this collal, because I know if I don't put the pin back in that and seal it, it's going to evaporate. It being a solvent-based glue. Right, I'm then going to line that up on there. Yep. You can see I've still got some wiggle room because I've, used the collal. And when I'm happy with its positioning, I'm going to come in and take the backing off that tape, and this is how I do it. Because I've already peeled the edges off, they're going to come up really easy. I've just tucked that out a little bit. I'm then going to check that's still straight. I'm going to hold it firmly while I pull that backing out and press that edge down, and I'm going to go all the way around the 4 doing that. Now the last one, I'm going to do both together because I won't be able to peel that edge up, will I? So I'm going to peel it up there. Because the collal doesn't dry instantly, it lets you do this. I'm going to pull that out. Pull that out. Come out. Come out. Don't go back in. Oh, this could go on all night, couldn't it? Done it? No, I haven't. Oh, hecky thump. Don't use your nail. That's why I use craft knife, missus. Gotcha. I'm going to keep holding it firm, and I'll pull both of those last strips out. There you go. So now I'm happy that, can you see, that is, the edges are nice and flush and straight, and they're not going to come curling up. I'm just going to carefully, in fact I'll do it on back, burnish those edges again. And I'm not going to damage my decoupage with my, what's it? Yeah, this, my what's it. So there we go. Oh, I like that. It's going to take a while for that collal to dry properly. We'll give the edges a bit of an ink. Can you see, we can still see the ink that I put on before a decoupage, but that is one successful decoupage. I then need to decide where I'm going to put this to know whether I want to put the tab on the top or on the side. And I think because of how the flowers are placed, I might use this somewhere where I can put a side one on. I'm not going to show you my mat in the back because you know what that looks like. It ain't rocket science. Right, so I've got to put this in the book, see where I want it. Right, we've said we don't want it with the birds because the birds, the other birds, those birds, that's a birdie page. We don't want to contaminate the birds with poppies and butterflies, do we? Oh, it could fit nice there, but I don't think it matches that page very well. Not in the slightest. Could it? I think it could go well on that page, actually. because that's quite plain. We've got a bit of colour going off on that page, and if we put it in there, oh, it's too tall for there, just too tall. That's quite sad. She says, yeah, I measured it. Yeah, of course I measured it. I didn't actually look at the inside measurement at pockets, I just looked at the outside. Got loads more places where we can put it, don't worry. Oh, it could just go in middle. Oh, look at that. Do you know what? It's going in middle, and I'm going to make a similar one on that side. I could make one with the other part of the... Yeah, I could make one with the other part of the napkin. You know, we've got the orange one there. Yes, we could. Yes, we could. We could put another one there. So you see different flowers and a different butterfly. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make one exactly the same with that section of napkin, because that just looks amazing. I love it. Then we're going to put, I think I'll put a little bit of lace on the edge of this. I did do a little bit of inking on one side, and then we'll put a little something in there. That needs a tab on top though, don't you think? It does, doesn't it? Does it need a craft tab or a cream tab? I think it needs a craft tab, doesn't it? Have I got any more of these? Oh no, we're running out. I need to sort my Cricut out. It's gone on a go slow, and I'm not joking. It takes about 45 minutes to cut an A4 page, which for our ladies in the US, that's smaller than 12 by 12. That's a bit like your letter size. I don't have any big craft ones. Does it want to be cream? I honestly don't know. Ooh, tell you what it does need to be. It needs to be one of those clipboard tabs, doesn't it? Which I don't think I've got any of those cut. So we'll put that on another time, and I'll stop faffing now, because I'm really happy with that. I think this video has gone on long enough. You don't need to see me do another decoupage. But I will show you one of the napkins I'm going to decoupage with. It's the Edith Holden napkins. They're absolutely lovely. You get that image 4 times per napkin. I know this because I've seen Tanya unpack her packet. That's Tanya at Tatty Treasure, I'll go on about all the time. Yeah, you get that image 4 times, so that's going to be lovely. I could put that in the corner of a page, that tiny bit, and then this on a tag. Yeah, I think that'll be lovely. Decoupaged onto a little corner pocket. Ooh. Ooh. I'm thinking it could even go there. Yeah. Yes, we could put it there. I think that'll be lovely. It should fit nicely in that corner. That'll be interesting, decoupaging in the book. So there we have it. We've got our tag. We've got our almost finished writing board, which I will glue together for next time. And then, do you know, before I make the next thing, I think I need to go through this book. I'll do it on camera actually. Go through the book and decide where we're putting all the things we've got made, because there might end up being more than fits in one journal. So I might have to make another one. That'll be another 3 years in making. So thank you very much for joining me. Really hope you enjoyed that. And yes, I will see you next time. Thank you then. Bye.